Hey there, welcome to WMBF News This Week. I'm your host, Michael Maely. If you or somebody you know is fighting mental illness, ranging from ADD to bipolar disorder to major depression and well beyond, we've got a show to offer some resources for you and specifically for your children as well too. And joining me are members of the NAMI Grand Strand. We've got board member Barb Maier and her husband Tom Maier. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
Also happy to have Bill Hamilton, who's the NAMI Grand Strand president. Thanks for your time as well too.
Thank you.
Let's first kind of talk to everybody out there. Kids are back in school, parents are maybe dealing with homework issues. It could potentially be ADD, ADHD, it could be a number of other things, and people need to kind of realize there are amazing resources. And I want to talk about NAMI, of course, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, the Grand Strand region. I was talking with you, Barb, a little bit about that NAMI isn't new to the Grand Strand, been here 20 years, but you and your husband bring kind of a passion from the Illinois area. Talk a little bit about NAMI and then kind of how you got here and why we're talking about what you offer.
Okay. Well, NAMI is a tri-level organization. National is in Arlington, Virginia. Then every state has a NAMI, so NAMI South Carolina is in Columbia, and then every state has affiliates, and that's what NAMI Grand Strand is an affiliate. And we provide education, advocacy, support, resources, and most of all, hope for people who, when a mental illness strikes, often they just don't know where to turn. And NAMI is a wonderful first place to turn.
Absolutely, and you were explaining to me that you've got a child that's has been dealing with bipolar disorder.
Yes.
Is that accurate?
Mm-hmm.
So certainly your passion is from the heart and having and working with your child, and you did so in Illinois, and you got involved with NAMI in Illinois, Chicago area, or the Illinois area. Mm-hmm. When you came to the Grand Strand, of course, Bill Hamilton was here, but talk, if you can, about sort of bringing some ideas of maybe what did work in Illinois for people out there that are watching.
Okay. Well, we took out an affiliate that was small and not well organized, and it took us a good 10 years to build it into a real powerhouse where we were offering our signature course, NAMI Family to Family, a free 12-week course for loved ones of adults with serious mental illness. We got that up to, I think, about 8 times a year. Wow. And prior to getting that organized, we were offering it maybe once a year. Mm-hmm. And we brought NAMI Basics, the fundamentals of caring for you, your family, and your child with mental illness. Everything changes. It's very different what you need to know for a child with a serious mental illness from what you need to know of an adult with mental illness. Everything changes when the child turns 18.
Absolutely. And let's talk a little bit about, I'll stay on this, but I want to show people at home the 6-week course you're offering for free.
Yes.
For caregivers of children, 18 and younger.
Right.
There's a program for adults too we're going to talk about in January. First of all, let's look at this. Starting October 11th there on your screen is free 6-week course. This is for parents or caregivers of 18 and younger folks that are dealing with some type of mental illness. There's the information. We've got this at WMBFnews.com as well too. But the web, NAMIGS for grandstrand.org. There's the number. You can call Barb, not right now, please, but shortly after, 847-212-6463. And again, this is a 6-week program for anybody who thinks or knows that their child has been diagnosed with some type of mental illness.
Yeah, we'll screen them when they call and help them determine if the class is appropriate. The child does not have to have a diagnosis.
Sure.
Just really seriously disturbing behavior. I've been doing this for over 12 years, and I've gotten pretty good at helping a parent. And, you know, it may be nothing.
Yeah.
The child may well grow out of whatever's going on. Wonderful. Yeah. Lucky you. But if, you know, why take the chance if you think this class could be of help to you? And the things that we offer are not readily available everywhere. In particular, we offer some skills. Most of these parents are very skillful parents. My hat is so off to them. This isn't about lacking parenting skills. It's about learning new things, because often when you're dealing with a child with a mental illness, intuitively may or may not work, and many of the standard parenting skills may or may not work.
Right.
A lot of the standard parenting skills, and I used to teach these classes when I was working on my master's in marriage and family therapy. Wonderful, homework issues, bedtime problems, doing the chores, great, but not when you're dealing with a child with mental illness.
Yeah.
A lot of that is kind of carrot and stick and coercion, and it doesn't work with our kids. Our kids do well if they can. So we work with Ross Green's collaborative problem-solving model, which his basic principle is kids do well if they can, and we have to help them by collaborating and teaching them new skills instead of just coercing them into doing something for a sticker.
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to talk about the other resources briefly, and I've got some notes here. Just got off the phone not long ago with Murray Chesson at Waccamaw Mental Health Center, and he reminds me that certainly those are maybe some options along with NAMI, working with NAMI, as well as Shoreline Behavioral Health for alcohol and drug issues. And then, of course, there's a hospital in the area, the Lighthouse Care Center as well, too, for people that are facing some issues. And put it in perspective, I guess, Bill Hamilton, kind of it's not really a hierarchy, but it's really a partnership with all these groups I just mentioned, right?
Yes. I've received a number of calls over the time I've been president of the local affiliate from people who say, I've gotten your number off of the national website and so on. And I may end up just listening for 20 minutes or some such as people express their concerns and their, anxiety. And so what I know Barb and Tom and everybody else in the group try to do is to refer them to places. And I usually refer them first to the Waccamaw Center because it's a component of the state of South Carolina mental health system. And as you say, the Lighthouse is literally within walking distance of the Waccamaw Center, but it's a private hospital, and that's not a value statement. I'm just saying, excuse me, that it is not part of the state system. But the main thing for me is to get people into some kind of care situation where they can be evaluated and start working with a treatment team and get on the road to recovery. So. And
it's such a key process of the whole road to recovery is knowing where to get help, knowing where to start, and that's what we're trying to help you do today. We've got a lot more to talk about. We haven't heard from you yet, Tom. You've been very quiet. So we're going to talk to you about this mission really to help not only your own family, but well beyond. Want to show you again, this is the next event coming up, a 6-week course for parents, caregivers of those that are 18 and younger that may think that there's an issue going on at home. There's the information. Saturday, October 11th. Where are you going to be meeting at? I should put that on there too. We'll have people get a hold of you. But
we're at First United Methodist Church in downtown Myrtle Beach.
Okay, so First United Methodist Church, Thursday, October 11th, 6:30. But you'd like them to kind of pre-register with you.
It's really important because there's limited space. I don't want to have somebody who really desperately needs the class miss out because somebody who maybe doesn't really need it took a seat.
Absolutely. Okay, we're going to show you that information again as we return and much more on WMBF News This Week. Stay with us. Welcome back to the National Alliance on Mental Illness in the Grand Strand group. Bill Hamilton is the Grand Strand president, and we've got Barb and Tom Maier, who are NAMI Grand Strand board members. We were just talking in break. You know, nobody wants to admit they have a problem in life. I've not met many people who say, I'm so happy to tell you I've got a problem or an issue. But this is really such a critical first step. And so many successful people in life, as you said, beat mental illness. We were naming off a couple of them.
Yeah, Gandhi, Lincoln, Winston Churchill. It's the endless list.
Absolutely. And these people, which are brilliant in some respects, have issues like probably we all do on other levels. So dealing with mental illness, you were saying a kind of a personal story in that your child, the teachers came to you and said, there's maybe something wrong with your child. And what was your reaction?
I was completely devastated. I cried all the way home, decided that there was something wrong with the teacher, and promptly forgot about it for a number of years until it became more obvious.
More of an issue. And you got into some kind of a program with your child at that point in Illinois. What was the first step that you kind of took once you acknowledged there was an issue, you and Tom together?
It took us a while to acknowledge that there was an issue. We, as many parents do, we were in denial. We immediately went into denial.
Which is perfectly
Normal.
Yes.
protective.
Yeah.
You will
It's-
accept it when you're ready.
It's very scary. There's a lot of stigma associated with mental illness. Even though 1 out of 10 individuals deal with a serious mental illness in their lives, which is a very large number, not many people understand how prevalent it is. And one of the main things that NAMI did for us and will do for others is make you aware, help you become aware that you are not alone, that this is an enormous problem, and that there are resources out there. We talked about some of them earlier, and they are actually, you can actually avail yourselves of them. And also, one of the major things that our classes do is get you involved with other people who are in a similar situation. And the light comes on after 1 or 2 classes with our students that they realize that they are not in this alone, that there are other people dealing with the same kinds of issues. And that's, besides the material and the information, I mean, the students go home with a book this big full of resources and information.
Yeah.
But one of the major benefits is getting to know people who are in similar circumstances. And you always find out that there's always somebody who has it worse than you do.
Absolutely. And the illness is discussed, and this is just a snapshot, but
Yeah.
I think it's worth bringing up. Attention deficit disorder, or ADHD, major depression, bipolar disorder, conduct disorder, oppositional defiant disorder, which is, I hadn't heard of that one. I'll have you maybe talk about that a little bit more. Anxiety disorders, obsessive compulsive disorder, child schizophrenia as well, substance abuse disorders. So many disorders that really, when I hear most of these, it sounds very common. We've heard of these things. We've heard of people attempting to deal with these issues on many different levels. Again, if you're watching, if you're a parent, if you're a caregiver out there, October 11th, Thursday, is the 6-week course kickoff at First United Methodist Church. But they want you to call ahead and kind of get organized ahead. So we've got this at WMBFnews.com. But right now, if you can write down the number, there's the number 847-212-6463. It goes straight to Barb. She'll take your information, talk to you about maybe getting help for your adolescent, 18 and younger. And really, this is a great start, a free start. Doesn't cost you a thing to get some assistance. And then we don't want to neglect the adults as well, too. And there's a program you're going to be kicking off, a 12-week course, correct?
Right, that's our signature course, NAMI Family to Family, and that is for loved ones of adults with serious mental illness.
Great, and that's going to be coming up in January.